Is it true that pressure is just underwater doors? I mean, is it actually true that this game is a good game, or is it heavily carried off of the aspects it's inspired by? Let's find out. Now, the beginning of the game is pretty similar to Doors, putting you in a little starting area. However, once you get out, you continue and you basically realize that it's actually just doors. Now listen, on first glance, my idiotic ass didn't actually read the description, and I thought it was actually an original game. However, that's not the case, as it's heavily inspired by Doors. But either way, you continue going down the hall. But as you keep going, you notice you suddenly see flickering lights, and then Rush, the angler, comes out of nowhere, bolting across the halls. Now really quickly, I want to compare Rush and the angler. I mean, tell me, they do the exact same thing and they both kind of look similar in a way. Anyways, you continue playing the game and of course you have to hide yet again. But this time you look over to the locker and you see a purple blob staring at you. Now as you try to hide in this locker, this monster does this. Basically trying to eat you. But here's the thing, this monster is very similar to Jack, the entity indoors that makes your life a living hell. But I give them props, they made him a very deadly version, a creature that will actually harm you rather than just being an annoyance. Anyways, after the strange mirror quest, you decide to continue exploring the Hadal Black site. However, you come across some kind of creature called the Infestation. Now the Infestation is Pressure's version of the eyes, and honestly I give it to them. They managed to take the eyes, make it a shark, and do a very good job making the creature an actual threat. You know, the eyes indoors, they don't really, hurt you. You kind of don't really have to look at them. But as you move forward, you come across a room that has 2 numbered doors. Now, you walk to one, but you're greeted by good people. Now, as you can see, this monster is their own version of Dupe, and honestly, I like the animation. It's very good. But I will say, I wish they would have more original monsters. I mean, I kind of just don't like the whole leeching off of doors type of thing. But they're not really leeching off of it, because when you think about it, they took doors and they're kind of trying to make it better. But at the same time, it still is doors. I've already played doors already. Why would I play it again? It's just in a fucking submarine. But now you find yourself in a dark room where this creature kind of watches you in the dark, but you're not really too sure that the creature is there, so you decide to turn on your flashlight. But then suddenly you're attacked by the monster. Now this monster that attacked us is called Squiddles, and Squiddles is basically reverse Screech. And Screech is the little monster that fucks you up when you least expect. Now after Squiddles, the next monster I will discuss is Pandemonium. Now Pandemonium is basically the same goddamn thing as Angler, but he just comes into your locker and he wants to kill you a little bit faster, and he also does a little mini game. So yeah, he's basically the same thing. But if you want to hide from this monster, you go inside of a fucking vent. Then of course we have Sebastian. Now Sebastian isn't able to attack you just yet, but he helps you out by selling you stuff. He's of course similar to Jeff, who's a shopkeeper indoors. But then there's the sea thingy. I mean, I actually don't know what the hell it's called, but my words can't really describe it, so just take a look. Now these creatures are basically trying to stop you from beating the game, but if you're curious about the ending, here it is. Anyways, now that we're done with most of these monsters, let's actually move on to some of the other interesting stuff. Now, firstly, I really love the change in scenery. I mean, Doors doesn't really change the map too much, and honestly, that kind of sucks. But Pressure is able to take it and kind of just change it a little bit and actually make the map a lot more interesting. Now, of course, with the change in scenery, we have to talk about the swimming. The swimming is by far one of the more fun mechanics in the game, and honestly, I really like it. I mean, I like the attention to detail. Then, of course, after that is the various puzzles that keep the game interesting. Now, Doors doesn't really have too many things that you really can do in the game. However, with the little puzzles and Pressure, you kind of just have to worry about doing many different things. Then lastly, the items. The items are great, and without a doubt, they make the game so much better and so much easier. Honestly, I'll give this game some praise. They managed to take some aspects from Doors and take some actual things from other games as well and make the mechanics very good. But here's the thing, I'm all for fan games, but I don't really like taking on other games and making it better, mainly because you're taking somebody else's idea. And here's the thing as well, all these other games aren't really original themselves, but the thing is, you're not really doing it in your own way per se. I mean, because the game is basically Doors. I mean, a lot of people, when they make videos about this game, they don't really talk about that. They talk about the fact that it's kind of a good game and a good horror game, which it is to a T. But the problem is, it's not its own game. This is still kind of a game that you can classify as a fan game. And if they try to differentiate themselves from Doors, it's going to be hard for them to do so because it still has that same Doors aspect. But look, let me explain explain. I actually just want devs to think of more original ideas and create more original games. I'm tired of seeing different versions of the same game. I mean, look, how many times do you see another game that gets really popular and then there's like 10,000 versions of that goddamn game? That's basically what we're seeing here. Pretty graphics or slightly better mechanics doesn't excuse you for being unoriginal. And also think about this. The team that put this together has crazy talent. Talent that should be directed at an original idea. But without a doubt, this game gets a horror rating of 70 out of 110. Personally, I don't really find this game scary at all, and I wish it was more of an original idea, but honestly, I'm fine either way. But here's the thing, is the game actually better than Doors? No, it's not better than Doors at all. This game doesn't really intrigue me, mainly because I already played Doors, and if I didn't play Doors and Doors didn't exist, this game would be like 10 times better in that sense. But it's not, mainly because Doors and all the other games is kind of based off of already exist. But yeah, those games aren't original, neither is Doors, and neither is this game. If you disagree with any of the points in this video, let me know in the comments, but that's gonna end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like and go watch this video right here.